before they expire.
Happy Monday. I'm Lashana Guy, and this is Good News Only, the show where we celebrate the stories that uplift and bring us together. Every weekday morning at 10:30 a.m., we are recapping the Good News Only, the feel-good headlines, the local and community wins that bring a little more light to your day. And I want to hear from you too. If something good is happening in your world, a community success, a personal victory, a birthday, or just something that made you smile, send me an email to news25@wek.com and be sure to put Hey Shauna, that's SHAUNA, in the subject line so I know it's for me. I would love to share your good news right here on the show. So let's start today with something good. The show, for starters, is full of good news, as it always is. But we have a very special guest who has come to help me celebrate my birthday today. And this young woman is Taylin Moss. This is my very own little girl. I guess she's not so little anymore. She's here from college, helping, or she's here from college for the holiday season, and she's helping her mama celebrate her birthday, which happens to fall the holiday season. I think I told you last week that my birthday was this past Saturday, and we're going to be celebrating all month long. So here on the show, so it's going to be full. This month is going to be full of fun surprises for people who want to come and help me celebrate. Taylin, so you've been here. So she got here at like 9:20. You've been here almost an hour now.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think of all this? Like, what do you make of all this?
I think it's very cool to see, like, being here versus, being a regular person and watching on TV. It's a lot more intricate and complicated than I thought it would be, but they seem like they run a very tight ship, and it seems like they pretty much know what they're doing, and, they have it down to a pretty good science.
Yeah. So, you think you want to change your major from pre-med?
No, I'm gonna have to be a doctor. While, this is very cool, it's very high-tech, very sciencey, I still think that I'd rather have patience.
Oh, okay. You rather treat patients. That's
would.
fair enough. She never wants to follow in her mama's footsteps.
What? That's not true. I'm very cool, just as you are.
Well, yeah, you're very cool.
Right, so I am following in your footsteps, because you're cool, I'm cool. Correlation.
I guess.
Right.
I guess that works.
Right.
So Tay's gonna help in our family. We do this thing for each person's birthday, even the little kids. We usually toast. We do a toast to whoever's birthday it is, and each person goes around and they share one good thing that they hope, wish, dream, pray, believe, whatever word you're comfortable inserting there, for the coming year for that person. And then you also have to share one good thing you wish, hope, believe, pray, whatever word you want to insert, for yourself, because you can't give to anybody else before you give to yourself, right, Tay?
Yeah.
So you got to be able to give to yourself in order to be able to give to others. And so for both, you have to share something that you want for that coming year, because it's that person's new year, right? Like, so the third was my personal new year. So Tay and I are going to do that with all of you today. So I want to encourage you to come up with something that you pray, wish, hope, believe for yourself this coming new year. And when we toast at the end of the show, toast with us. And then I want you to send me all of the things that you hope, wish, pray, and are believing for your personal new year coming up, because I would love to support you in positive energy in accomplishing that thing. Sounds like a plan?
Sounds like a plan.
And you can, if you, I'm not advising alcohol this early in the morning.
No.
Although it's drink 30 somewhere. But we have apple cider, sparkling from the new year, and so you can do water, coffee, whatever. Just join with us in this occasion, and so we'll do that after the break. They already know that we have these commercials that we're trying to get used to, right? And so my timer usually lets me know when there is a commercial break coming up, and there's one coming up. So after the break, though, we're going to be talking about a lady in Tremont who is doing something special for kids. We'll discuss more after the break. Welcome back. So there's a woman in Tremont who is using her lifelong love of sewing to help children in need stay warm. Margaret Stacker has been sewing for more than 60 years. This is a passion, she says, that she is proudly calling an obsession. Over the past 5 years, she's made and donated more than 1,000 hand sewn and knitted blankets to hospitals, crisis centers, and women's care organizations. Stacker says growing up without central heat or running water inspired her to give back to families facing hardships. Giving is a family tradition. She says she learned it from her mother, who also knitted clothing for children in need. In addition to winter blankets, Stacker donates baby bed sheets and lighter blankets year round. She hopes to donate at least 100 more blankets this year and says the joy of helping others keeps her sewing every day. Some of the organizations benefiting most include Empower Crittenton and Peoria area women's care centers. I think this is so sweet. It reminds me of my mom, Taylor's grandmother. Doesn't it remind you of Granny?
Yeah.
All that sewing that she does. My mom would sew stuff for us when we were growing up, and she would, clothes and that kind of thing. And then she would also sew, for people in the neighborhood who wanted different things. But I think it's amazing to sew all those blankets and donate them with children in mind, especially since it was inspired by a hardship that she had of her own growing up. So good job to her, and thank you so much for what you do for our community. And speaking of giving back, the new year began with a splash in East Peoria during a chilly but cheerful tradition. I don't think I could ever do this. The East Peoria Boat Club hosted its 22nd annual Polar Plunge, drawing brave participants of all ages. I mean, and they mean it. I mean, they had to come out in coats and stuff, but now look at her. She is scared. I would be scared, too, girl. Be scared. Tay, could you do that?
No, I couldn't. It's too cold. No.
I just think my body would just be shocked. Yeah. But they are having look at this.
I'd forget how to swim.
Honey, somebody would have to save you. I'm sure that, I wonder if they do have paramedics or something out there. Surely they would have to have
hypothermia. It's too cold for that.
Well, but they take their clothes. I think don't they change back into dry clothes? I don't
care. It's cold outside. The water's cold. All of it's cold.
Your hair's cold. I think after that I'm going straight to the house. I don't think I'm sticking around.
I need some hot chocolate and a blanket.
For pride, I need the bed at that point. Woo! And she's got a swimsuit on. Girl, she's brave.
Timid.
There's no way. No way. So about 125 plungers took a dive into above freezing waters to support local charities. Proceeds from the event benefit the Greater Peoria Honor Flight, the ARC Animal Shelter. Would you do it for animals? You love animals. Would you do it for Animal Shelter?
It'd have to be the right animal.
Oh my goodness. For the animal shelter, girl.
Yes, but I'm saying it'd have to be a really particular animal at them shelters for me to need to get in water like that.
Anyway, it also benefits the Picket Fence Foundation. Over the past 22 years, the Polar Plunge has raised an impressive $217,000 for community causes. This year's fundraising goal is more than $10,000, proving that a little cold never stops a good cause. We will be back with more after the break. Welcome back, and we have more good news for you. So, our next story is about a father and son who found each other on Ancestry.com. I'm telling you, that is a dangerous place, okay? So, a father and son reunited after decades apart thanks to Ancestry testing. Calvin Cooper discovered the connection during a virtual support meeting. Although an initial DNA led lead fell through, it led to another breakthrough. So Tim Holloway spent years searching for his parents after growing up in foster care, and a match finally appeared in the Ancestry.com system. The two connected and realized that they were father and son. They now talk daily, and they plan to meet in person very soon. Tay, what do you think about this? Like, would you, first of all, would you take an Ancestry.com like test for anything at all? Like, just to.
I would, just because, being the science nerd that I am, I love DNA and biology and those things. And I also think it would be like, a fun thing to get to know yourself a little bit more. However, I think this story is very, very sweet. I love hearing when like people can find their long lost relatives and get to have a connection that they might not have had in the past.
It scares me just because it's like all of your information. I used to watch American Horror Story back in the day. And there was that one season about the end of the world and how they were using people's DNA from the Ancestry.com to decide who was going to be like the strongest to be able to survive.
And it'd be us.
In the new world, and then they were weeding them out. Like they were leaving them behind.
We make it though.
And then taking all the ones that had strong DNA to go like they went on a plane to somewhere else, into a whole nother world. And that was a whole nother group of crazy, interesting happenings. But I just don't want to be weeded out because I have something in my DNA that says I won't be strong. Or what if they left Granny out? Because
she's
elderly.
She's older.
She's not elderly. She's 60 something.
By the end of the world, she would be though.
Well,
if we don't get to that point.
We don't know the day, the time, nor the hour. That's what they say at church.
But I guess so. Amen.
So I'm scared to do it, but I'm glad they found each other because they
sweet.
seem like they've both been searching, especially to be in a support group. And this man says he has 8 kids already, and this is his 9th, I believe.
They look alike though.
You think so?
I do. I think their nose is very similar.
Oh yeah,
they're very cute.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad, but he was so happy to have found a son. That's his wife, his current wife. And like I said, he's got. I believe he said he had 8 kids already, and so this is his 9th. And so he's very excited, though, to have, those are his other kids and grandkids. Yeah. He's so excited, he says, to have found another son, and be adding to his family in a way. And the son is, they do look alike.
They do.
The son is very excited. I'm sure he feels like there's a piece of himself that's...
And probably relieved, because when you search for someone for so long and you feel like you meet a lot of dead ends and then finally there's a breakthrough, of course that comes with excitement and relief.
Yeah, especially growing up in foster care. I'm sure Ancestry.com has been, I know from personal experience and a couple of family members, child, that Ancestry.com is a great resource to help you find long lost family members. And it usually does seem to bring them some peace and closure and happiness. So congrats to him, or to both of them, on this story. And next, we have a young entrepreneur who is proving that big dreams do come true. This was a fun story as well, and we will talk more about it after the break. This cute little kid here, so smart, so intelligent. He is a business owner, and he's very focused on what he's doing and his schooling with the support of his parents. So we will be discussing him after we take the quick, short little break. I gotta get something that Welcome back. And this 12-year-old that we were discussing right before the break, he lives in Virginia. He's launched his third homemade hot sauce. I wonder what made him decide to go to hot sauce. Frankie Martinez debuted his newest flavor, Blowtorch. The sauce featured ghost pepper and Carolina Reapers. Frankie began. Tay, you sound like you had some thoughts about that.
Yeah, those are two very spicy peppers. So for them to be together seems like my mouth would be on fire.
Oof. So Frankie began selling hot sauce at a farmer's market when he was just 8 years old. Those kids who are like very entrepreneurial at that age, they're always so interesting. Um, so after regulatory challenges, he raised funds for commercial bottling, and he's now sold about 20 bottles a month and won multiple awards. And his next goal is to have his hot sauces featured in grocery store shelves. He also says that at first his hot sauces were mild, to be able to allow kids his age to be able to handle them. But then some of the kids started saying, "Hey, we want hot sauce. We don't want playtime." They want hot sauce.
Spice.
And then somebody suggested to him that he broaden the scope of his products for adults who also wanted hot sauce. And I would say with ghost peppers and Carolina Reapers, he definitely got that job done. So Tay, do you think? I think now's a good time to do our toast. What do you think?
I think so too.
Before the end of the show, again, this is the lovely Taylor Moss and her mama. So what is? Do you have your everybody at home? Do you have your items ready? You can toast with a donut if you want. So you go first.
Okay, for you. Okay, for my mommy, I want her to live in the moment, and I want her to have so much fun with her life now that she's a little empty nester. I'm always home though, but now that she's an empty nester, I want her to start enjoying life for her and find her identity as Lashana and not just as Taylor's mom. For myself,
That sounded real. Stay out of my business.
no,
like.
it didn't.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
You said you live in your second life.
I
Live
am.
it. Live it.
Okay, go ahead.
Live it. For myself, I think that I want to just figure out my own way in the world. I'm only 19, and I constantly feel like I'm running out of time, but then I have to remind myself only 19. So I just want to continue to, experiment, live my life, and, try new things and not be so afraid all the time.
That sounds good. So for myself, for you, I want the same. I want you to have peace about where your life is and just learn how to go with the flow and take this time to really be as self-absorbed as, like be balanced in your self-absorption, but as possible, to find out who you are and discover yourself. And then for me, I want to live God's best dreams for me, because I write down my goals and stuff every year, and now I'm out of stuff. The stuff that I wrote down for last year, I mean, good stuff still happened. We're here, right? But it wasn't what I wrote down. So I think maybe whatever God has in store for me and what I think, maybe they're not quite lining up. So I just want to see what God has for me. So I want to have the courage to kind of lean in to what I'm doing now and see where it takes me. So what do you hope for yourself? Send me an email, news25@wek.com, and let me know what you hope, wish, dream, believe for yourself in your coming new year. Cheers. Welcome back. Well, that is a wrap from me and Tay today. And now we want to hear from you. Please go to news25 at WEK.com and be sure to put Hey Shauna in the subject line. If you have a question or a comment for Tay, you can put Hey Shauna and Tay in the subject line. Let me know what you thought about today's show and share your hopes, wishes, dreams, and the things you believe with us for your coming new year. We would love to hear them, share them on the show, and support you. Either way, be sure to tune in to the midday newscast and to meet me back here tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. I'm Lashana Guy for 25 News, and this is Taylor Moss, and we are wishing you a very happy and healthy rest of your day.
Shows my age a little more.